It ought to be your sanctuary, a place of comfort. You know, kick up the heels, put a smile on your face, and relax. Kind of like Coors Field for the Rockies and their fans thus far in 2013. Big hits, big flies, and timely offense have propelled Colorado to their best start in team history. Yeah, home is just fine for the Rockies. Beautiful Sunday afternoon in downtown Denver as the Rockies look for another sweep. They've won 8 consecutive ball games, and today they hope to sweep the Diamondbacks out of town. Good afternoon, everybody. Glad as always that you're along with George Frazier. I'm Drew Goodman. The Rockies off to their best start in franchise history at 13-4. 8-0 unblemished at Coors Field. You go back to last year, Frazier, they've won 12 straight here.
Well, this has become home again. And everybody talks about when they played at Coors Field, when they had all the great success, what they had a lot of swagger. They swung the bat. They scored runs. They applied a lot of pressure, and they're doing that. 7 runs a game almost. 306 average. That's third in the National League, or in the Major Leagues, I should say. 8-0 record overall. 13-4. That's the best in team history after 17 ball games. But the big key for me is everybody's got a smile on their face. They can't wait to get to the yard and play baseball.
And especially the guy who hits third in the lineup for the Rockies. He's always got a smile on his face. Carlos Gonzalez, George, we said it many, many times. He is a special talent. See, on cue, he's smiling.
How about that? Smiling for the cameras. Way to go, Carlos. And you see it's the current homestand. Off the charts type stuff. Oh, let's tack in a couple of doubles, a triple, 4 RBIs. The other day, the home runs. He's been able to really anchor the offense with Tulowitzki, obviously, and Kadire and the other guys, but it all turns the corner with Carlos Gonzalez.
And he's played extraordinary defense, which leads us to our next subject. But first, a commercial break. The Rockies getting ready to take on the Diamondbacks. We'll talk about the glove work when we return. Dallas. We talked about him last night because he's got just tremendous personality. Everybody's gotten to know him, and he is really close with his big brother, who's in the starting lineup today. What a beautiful smile. What a great way for the Youngs to kick off a Sunday afternoon.
It's a great way, and to see the excitement of the family from age 4 or 5 all the way up to junior to senior. And again, I think it's just a neat honor for them to do that. The Rockies meaning that is to honor EY with the bobblehead and have everybody here.
Yep, well, the Rockies have been swinging it. We've talked a lot about their offense. They've also been playing tremendous defense. Last night, De La Rosa was terrific, and he got a little help behind him. All good pitchers need a little help behind them, and you can see the Rockies 4th right now in the National League in fielding percentage.
With a huge emphasis on the fact to put the ball on the ground, the defense is going to have to be at its top of the game for this pitching staff to have success. Last night it was Brignac on a nice backhand. Then the relay into Rutledge with trying to tag up. Nope, not in our yard, boys. Able to connect on the relay and get the tag. And then how about this double play by Tulowitzki and Rutledge? You kidding me? And then the pick over at first by Kadire. That type of defense, again, is another part of the game, but it's a part of the game that is so important to this ball club because of the way they're trying to pitch on a nightly basis and a daily basis is put the ball on the ground, catch the baseball, and make the plays. Remember one thing, there's some gold gloves out there in that lineup, too. That makes it a little easier.
You know what? All the good, faithful Rockies fans, there's a problem with this win streak, though.
They do?
They're running out of brooms in their closet.
No.
Bringing them to the
you know
ballpark.
What? Go buy some more.
That's what you do. Buy some more. The Rockies looking to sweep Arizona. It would be their 3rd consecutive sweep. Colorado, Arizona, come on back to Coors Field with us. Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by your 7 neighborhood Toyota stores. Toyota, let's go places. By Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo customers get your 2-for-1 Rockies club level tickets today by going to wellsfargo.com/Rockies. Wells Fargo Bank, member FDIC. By Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. And by Southwest Airlines, find our fares online only at southwest.com. Juan Nicasio to take the mound for the Rockies as they look to make it 9 consecutive victories overall and 9 straight at Coors Field to begin the 2013 season. It'll be the 4th start for Nicasio. It'll be the 3rd time he has faced the Arizona Diamondbacks in his career. Gerardo Parra will lead things off. He'll play left field for Kirk Gibson. Here's the Southwest batting order for Gibson. Martin Prado will bat second. He'll be at second base this afternoon. Paul Goldschmidt third. Miguel Montero back in there. He'll bat cleanup. Cody Ross next. Eric Chavez hit a pinch hit home run last night. He'll get the start at third base. Didi Gregorius at shortstop. A.J. Pollock will bat eighth and play center field in front of Brandon McCarthy. Cheyenne Mountain High School down in the Springs. We're ready for baseball on a pretty Sunday afternoon. And the first pitch of the ball game is in the dirt, ball one.
And that's one thing Nicasio has battled against the Arizona Diamondbacks in 7 1/3 innings, 10 walks. He's 0-0 with an .859 earned run average against the Diamondbacks in his career. And again, so far this year, the one time he gets in trouble, a little bit with the walks. 9 walks, 9 strikeouts. He's 2-0 with an earned run average in the mid-5s.
59 degrees our temperature at 20th and Blake. And here's the 1-1 to Prado, and it's fouled off. Some zip on that fastball at 91. I think it's a little bit unusual. George talked about the walks against Arizona, and overall Nicasio's walked 9 in 16 innings. That's not the Juan Nicasio that we've seen at the big league level, and his reputation coming up through the Rockies system.
Well, through the whole system, he's been nothing but a strike thrower. Excellent command of his fastball.
1-2. Tried to paint just off the plate, and it's 2-2.
Well, it used to be almost predominantly fastball. Now they're taught the sliders, trying to become more of a part of the repertoire along with the changeup, but still relies on his fastball almost 75% of the time. And this is the area that has been troublesome. If teams allow Nicasio to settle into a ball game, it gets really electric 2 through 6 innings. Those first 15 pitches, the opposition this year's hit 455. If you let him settle in, you're going to be in for a long day on the opposite side.
And that just missed, so it's 3-2. Parra didn't start last night, but came in after the ejection of Cody Ross, which was followed shortly thereafter by the ejection of Kirk Gibson, arguing called third strike. This is well hit to left. Cargo going back, and he'll turn around and make the catch rather easily as he crossed the warning track. Let's take a look at the Rockies defensively. It's brought to you by Excel Energy. We bring you the energy you need so that you can live the life you want. Visit responsiblebynature.com to learn more. Rockies will have Cargo. Junior in center field, Michael Kadire is in right. Chris Nelson, Troy Tulowitzki. Johnny Herrera's at second. Jordan Pacheco's at first. And Willeen Rosario is behind the plate. He had yesterday off with Torey Alba again catching De La Rosa. Prado takes strike one.
If you watch Willeen Rosario behind the plate today, with nobody on base, very low target, very relaxed hand, and moving to those outside corners. So as a pitcher, you're throwing to the center of a body. You're not throwing to a right kneecap. I mean, he is really moving behind the plate well early with Nicasio. We'll see coming up on this next pitch on an 0-2 count, wherever they choose to go with this. They're going to go fastball away. So look to him. Look how he moves that outside corner. Really gives him a great body to throw to. And a result, a strikeout. Even if it's off the plate, left or right, maybe an inch, you're still going to get that call because of the reception of the baseball by Rosario. You can see him clapping right now, telling him that's the way to come right at me. See, that ball's off the plate.
But he centered him up. Absolutely.
That's what we're talking about. You're setting up on that outside corner and throwing to the center of a body.
At 95. Paul Goldschmidt. He had a base hit in the ninth inning as the Diamondbacks rallied for a run and put a scare in the Rockies before Rafael Betancourt could nail down the 27th out. Sixth save for Rafi. Here's the 1-0 on Goldschmidt. And that's on the outside corner. DJ Rayburn's calling balls and strikes this afternoon.
And what it tells you as a catcher, he's calling the corner, live on the corner until he takes it away from him. and try to inch it out. Something Maddox, Glavine, all those good ones were really good at. Take it and inch it off the plate a little bit and see if he still gives you that same call.
2 outs, nobody on, just underway at Coors Field. Great Sunday afternoon crowd. A lot of folks in the upper deck. Pulled foul past a guy who used to occupy third base, Matt Williams. Don't give you a glove over there anymore, though.
You're supposed to have quick feet.
He looks like he still moves around pretty well. Former UNLV star. That's outside 3-2.
Well, a lot of people at home, you see a coach show up, he stands at 30, touches a few spots, puts on a hit and run, tells you, but they don't look and see if the 150 swings they're taking with a fungo, the 20 minutes of batting practice they throw, it helps keep you in great shape.
And this 3-2 is fouled off down the right field line and out of play. Diamondbacks tomorrow will begin a series against the San Francisco Giants. The Rockies will welcome in the Atlanta Braves. Braves are in the 7th inning in Pittsburgh, trailing 3-2. Rockies and Braves right now share the best record in baseball at 13-4. Another 3-2 and another foul ball. So I don't know how many people circled the Braves and the Rockies nationally as a big series late in April when the season commenced, but now there will be some eyes focused on Coors Field the next 3 days. Hopefully the weather will cooperate. Making good pitches to Goldschmidt.
Goldschmidt 2 for 3 in his career against Nicasio.
And he loses him. So a 2-out walk for Goldschmidt, and that'll bring up Miguel Montero. You want to keep Montero cooled off because at some point he's going to get hot. You just hope it's against somebody else. Montero just 3 for his last 26 at the plate. A year ago he hit .286 with 15 home runs and 88 driven in. George pointed this out yesterday. He's one of those Iron Man catchers, kind of like Jason Kendall was. Forget day game after night game. He was playing. Caught 141 games, or played in 141 games last year.
And of course, the fear factor you worry about is not last year, this year. What's going to happen in 2 or 3 years from now? Is he become a first baseman because he's not has the ability physically to catch that number of games?
Goldschmidt, good speed at first. And that's high. Willeen will go out to the mound. First 2 outs. Gerardo Parra, Martin Prado, relatively quickly. And then the lengthy at bat Goldschmidt, which ended in a walk, and now it's 2-0 on Montero. This happened yesterday, George, with De La Rosa. He threw 26 pitches in the first inning. Right now, Nicasio's at 21. There was no harm done.
And De La Rosa went on to pitch 6 wonderful innings.
In just 82 pitches.
And you hope you get that with Nicasio today. And you're wondering, Drew and I discussed this on opening night. with the Diamondbacks in town, why are you picking on a first baseman by throwing over? Well, Goldsmith's the guy that has some speed. You've got to pay attention to him and not let him get into scoring position with 2 outs.
Three and one. Goldschmidt at first has now reached in 17 of Arizona's 18 ball games. Reached in the first 15 for the Rockies, handed him an 0 for 4 on Friday night. Shattered bat, looped in foul territory. Nelly will grab it. Good pitch on a 3-1 delivery. Guy's sitting dead red. He's still getting his kitchen. Good stuff. And here's what their lineup looks like. Eric Young Jr. will be up top. He's really had a good homestand. 7 hits in his last 16 at bats. Southwest batting order for Walt Weiss will feature Jordan Pacheco hitting in the 2 spot. Cargo will bat 3rd, Tulowitzki 4th, Michael Kadire 5th. They're kind of staples in those spots in the batting order. Willeen Rosario, Chris Nelson, Johnny Herrera getting the start at second base. Will bat 8th in front of Nicasio. And Brandon McCarthy, 6'7", out of Cheyenne Mountain High School in Colorado Springs. Then he went on to stardom at Lamar Junior College. In fact, he led them his freshman year to the Junior College World Series over in Grand Junction. He's had a lengthy big league career, and this is his first action as a member of the Arizona Diamondbacks. It will be his 4th start. He has scuffled.
He's had a tough time this year, being able to shorten up some innings. A record of 0-2, 747 earned run average. He's yet to face the Rockies in his career. Typically a slow starter in April. 6-12 overall record with a mid-5 ERA.
That's inside 1-1. He is a big-time strike thrower. He does not walk people.
He throws an awful lot of cutters compared to the fastball. It's almost 50-50. Give you a quick look at what McCarthy likes to throw and when he throws it. You can see 39%, 34 on the cutter, the curveball, changeup, but the primary, secondary pitch, the cutter.
He's had trouble, George, putting guys away so far this year. It's a 2-2 count, and with 2 strikes on hitters this year, the league's hitting .314 against him.
Well, the league's hitting a high number with runners on base 385, bases empty 382. Left-handers have hit 436 against him, right-handers 324. But it's the efficiency of putting down the leadoff man of every inning, only 59%. You see that success rate at 70 or above. The other side of it's been a health issue for him for his entire career. He's been on the disabled list 10 times.
And it's 3-2. And of course, the most notable one came last year. We are not going to show you the footage. I think if you follow baseball, you're aware of it. He was hit by Eric Ibar, line drive last year when he was pitching for Oakland against the Angels. And he ended up having emergency surgery. This ball's well hit to center field. Pollock going back, and he's going to get there. Eric Young Jr. has pounded the baseball straight away in this series. Pollock has caught 2 of them. One time he got it over his head for a triple. But, George, he had a concussion, a skull fracture, a brain contusion, an epidural hemorrhage, and thus the emergency surgery. It is amazing. We talked about this with Juan Nicasio, what he went through a couple of years ago. It is amazing that this young man is on the mound.
Well, it is. I mean, it's simply amazing. It's a way to put it. So many guys that have that happen to them end up jeopardizing their delivery because they have a tendency to duck or flinch on any swing at the plate. McCarthy seems to have been able to handle that part of it.
And quickly he's ahead 0-2 on Pacheco.
For a big guy, he really works in a good downhill plane. You have that long arms and legs that way. Sometimes you have a tendency to get out of the glove late, and the ball will be up in the zone.
Doesn't have a great put-away pitch. He doesn't have a swing and miss type pitch.
Doesn't want to strike anybody out. He wants the ball put in play and typically on the ground. Had success in Oakland, where it's obviously a very big ballpark, and went on to Texas, where he was 7-4.
Lost his last start in New York against the Yankees, went 4 innings, gave up 3 runs. His previous start lost 6-5 against the Pirates, 4 runs in 6 2/3. 102 pitches in 4 innings, man. That is a bunch. And Pacheco grounds out to first base. 2 outs, nobody on as Carlos Gonzalez approaches. Today's defense brought to you by Excel Energy. Make the choices that fit your life, and Excel will provide you the energy to power it. Visit responsiblebynature.com to learn more. Parr is a terrific outfielder, Gold Glover a couple of years ago. A.J. Pollock and Cody Ross. Eric Chavez has 6 Gold Gloves at third base. Didi Gregorius, good hands. Prado at second, Goldschmidt at first, and Miguel Montero's behind the plate. They've done a very good job so far defensively, have the Arizona Diamondbacks. And that's a called strike on Cargo. 9 for 20 on the homestand for Gonzalez. 3 doubles, a triple, and a home run. He's driven in 4. Last night, 1 for 3 and an RBI, a walk, stolen base, and a ribby. Cargo right now 4th in the league in OPS. That's on base percentage plus slugging percentage at 1146. Michael Kadire is 6th and Troy Tulowitzki's 8th. They're all over 1,000 right now, which is extraordinary, even for a small sample size. Ground ball to third. Chavez has it, and McCarthy has a good start. Through 1 inning of play, no score. The Rockies and Diamondbacks on a Sunday afternoon at Coors Field. Kavnar. I'm Drew Goodman. Cody Ross will lead things off here in the second for Arizona. Rockies fans, this season we want to answer your questions on air during Toyota Talk. We've been doing that since April the 1st. Here's how you get yourself involved. Text Toyota followed by your question to 720-720. And we'll answer the questions again in the fifth inning. First-time texters, automatic winners. You'll receive a free day pass to the Denver Zoo, courtesy of your neighborhood Toyota stores. Again, that's Toyota Talk in the fifth inning. Cody Ross at the plate. And Cody Ross got called out on what he thought was a pitch away last night by Escalona. Throws his bat, throws his helmet, and Chad Fairchild tossed him. Got really animated after that, and then once they could get Ross out of there, Kirk Gibson became his attorney, and that didn't last long. He was thrown out for contempt of court as well.
That's pretty common. Manager's going to go right along behind him. He's going to come out and argue, which he has to support his ball club and his team, and that doesn't surprise me about Kurt.
1-2. Yeah, you can almost write it down that if a player's that angry and he gets tossed, the manager will linger long enough or say the magic words that will get him removed. Comebacker, nice job, Juan Nicasio. Cody Ross is retired. The Rockies made a roster move, and they literally made it about 15 minutes before first pitch. And it involves Jolie Chassin. They placed him on the disabled list with a back strain. So Chassin goes on the DL. So now he's going to miss a couple of starts. It's retroactive to a couple of days ago. Rob Scahill, who works out of the pen. We saw Rob last year. He's pitching very well in Colorado Springs. He'll come up, and now the Rockies need somebody for Chassin's start on Wednesday.
Right, there'll be another move, corresponding move with that, but good to see Scahill back up in the big leagues. Excited for Rob.
And Rob on the left, Josh Outman on the right.
Rob had thrown the ball well at Colorado Springs all the way through the other night, 3 1/3, picked up a save while pitching in Reno.
Rob, a hard-throwing right-hander. And so is this guy on the mound, Juan Nicasio. 94-mile-an-hour fastball pushed Chavez off the plate. 2-1. Chavez gave the D-backs some late life yesterday with a 2-run pinch hit home run. Now, when you talk about gold gloves at third base, you always begin with Brooks Robinson. He was awarded 16 gold gloves. Chris Nelson, the Rockies' third baseman, makes the catch. Mike Schmidt won 10 of them. Scott Rowland 8. And then you have a trifecta of third basemen that captured 6, one of them being Eric Chavez. The other two, the former Rockies manager Buddy Bell, and also the current White Sox manager for age, Robert Ventura.
Yeah, very good third baseman. And all those guys you mentioned, some people get tied up with their offensive numbers and all-star status, and they win a gold glove. All the guys Drew just mentioned were truly really good third basemen.
Didi Gregorius, the Diamondbacks are hoping, will become a really good shortstop for them. Didn't play last night. He played on Friday, had a couple of hits. No swing. 1-2.
Interesting guy. I mean, I like to watch him swing the bat. A little thicker in the shoulders than you really think when you look down at him. Got swung a powerful bat. Wants that ball to the inside. Can handle the ball on the inside.
Two. Diamondbacks come into the ball game 9-8, hanging tough despite a myriad of injuries. Rockies know all about that from a year ago. That's outside 3-2. Kubal's going to be down for a while with that quad strain. He actually re-aggravated it when he tried to crank things back up. This is fouled off. Aaron Hill's going to be down for another 3 or 4 weeks with the wrist that was broken. Actually, that was broken. That's two pretty big bats, two guys that could leave the yard in their lineup. Here's a 3-2. On Gregorius inside, ball 4. So a 2-out walk once again from Nicasio. A.J. Pollock will come up.
Trying to wear out that inside. You're going to see it on the Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo right here coming in. Four-seam fastball. And because he crowds the plate, a lot of body reaction to the pitch. So you see on the overhead, it is inside, but you can influence a lot of umpires too because of that body action at the plate to get it called the ball. With a lot of young pitchers, you see the 2-out walks can turn into more because they're so upset with themselves for throwing the pitches the way they did previously, and they're not thinking about this at bat.
And Jim Wright noticed something, George.
Well, it's body language more than anything, and frustration. So you just go out and kind of just put it in reverse for a second, put the brake on, have a little conversation, and go back and get after this guy, get the inning over with.
Finds the strike zone with the next delivery, 1-1. High heat at 92. It's worked anywhere from 90. Well, we've seen fastballs at 89, but all the way up to 95 for Juan Nicasio. Next pitch will be his 45th. 1-2 count, top of inning number 2. No score. No hits in the ball game as of yet. Out of play, and the crowd on the right side. This is going to be, George, just looking around. Rock day.
And I do realize that Jarek Young bobblehead senior giveaway today, but that was only counted for 20,000 because that's all they had to give away to the first 20,000. But then you look around and this third deck fairly full on both sides. Your rock pile, your outfield. I mean, this is great. This is a reflection of this team being where they are at 13-4 and playing very good baseball. They want to come see some really good team play with the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah, there's no question about it. lot of buzz around town with this rocky start. It's good to be a sports fan right now, what the Nuggets are doing. Two. And now another full count. A lot of deep counts.
There's so much emphasis put on staying on line as a pitcher, not peeling away from it. Meaning on your follow through of coming straight into the home plate area, you're wanting to stay on this line here, not let that shoulder fly and peel off. When you do, you work around and under.
Well, back-to-back walks, and that'll bring up McCarthy.
And what we're talking about with Nicasio, I mean, you can see now you want to stay on this line coming into the home plate area. But if you allow, watch this front shoulder here, if you allow it to angle off this way, what's going to end up happening is you peel. Now see the elbow drop. And when the elbow drops, that's when you work around the breaking ball. Nicasio wanted that pitch called a strike, but it was a high slider. But man, when he stays on line, look out. I mean, it is unbelievable.
McCarthy hits an enormous hop to Herrera. And with those long strides, he made it a fairly close play. A couple of walks, couple men left. We go to the bottom of the second, no score. As we check in with Jenny Kavnar with today's sideline reports, brought to you by the Honey Smoked Fish Company. Secrets in the fire. It's a ready-to-eat superfood. Ready or not, you're it.
Yes, you got it. Drew, you've already outlined the details of Brandon McCarthy's head injury from last year when he was pitching for the Oakland A's. But with all the information available in sports now about head trauma, it actually eased McCarthy's pain as he went through the process of recovery.
I mean, if everything isn't done correctly and I'm not actually sent to the hospital, I mean, I know for a fact I would have gone home that afternoon and I'd pass away. I would have taken a nap and died. So it's there's kind of a little soft spot now for head injuries and realizing how, let's just go to the hospital and look. I mean, there's no harm in finding out. So it's kind of weird how that works. But the A's handled it perfectly. All the doctors, let's do this. And, I came out fine.
McCarthy said all he could think of when he was down on the mound on September 5th last year was actually Liam Neeson, the actor's wife, who died of a ski injury that was untreated. He said that really kind of eased his nerves going into the hospital, knowing that he was probably going to have brain surgery to survive this on some level. But more than anything, as you both mentioned up there, it is such a miracle to see him even pitching, even though he hasn't had much success so far this season.
Yeah, and ironic, Jenny, that today would match up McCarthy and Juan Nicasio, two guys that share that in common, and you don't want to see anybody have to endure what either one of those men went through. It's scary, George. You spent a good portion of your life 60 feet 6 inches from a guy with a bat.
It is scary, and it's, again, getting over being hit. I was hit in the leg area, but never above the waist. And, I think that's probably obviously easier for me to handle as a pitcher, but the line drive right back at you like that, the resistance to keep from flinching on every pitch, it amazes me.
Here's the 1-1 to Troy, and that catches the corner, 2-1. By the way, McCarthy was hit on September 5th of last year. So other than the final 3 weeks of the season, he was ready to go in spring training this year. That's remarkable. And Troy's going to have the first knock of the ball game. Steered that fastball away right up the middle. And a lead single for Tulowitzki here in the second. Who wants tacos? Remember, when the Rockies score 7 or more during any game, which has been a familiar occurrence this year, go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the next day between 4 and 6 and get your Rockies taco special.
The one guy in the Rockies lineup that has seen McCarthy more than anybody else, Michael Kadire at the plate. 17 at bats, but just 3 hits.
Yeah, but you know what? As Michael said last night to Jenny, he's going to start turning all those around. Just in the air to right center field. Pollock makes the catch. The reason I said that is last night he hit the home run off of Trevor Cahill, and he was 1 for 16 against Cahill prior to going deep.
When you're a good hitter, it has to turn around sometime. And with Doug's ability to jinx everything, it works better too. Remember, he was 0 for 8 and had got everybody out, and then base hit. And then he said, this guy's 0 for 9, base hit.
Just keep flipping notes up there.
What is it you call him? Genius? Is that
no,
what
I
you
call
him?
Genius, yeah.
I just call you Doug.
And even sometimes I'm not trying to be cynical.
Or old hippie.
Still,
your beard's got a little gray in it now, so I could call you that.
Rosario takes a strike. Doug's still young. Williams 2 for 13 on the homestand. Again, last year he led all National League catchers in home runs and slugging percentage. RBIs as well. Doing the Adams family clap there, George, along with everybody.
Bit, get things going.
Got it, baby. One out, 0-2 count. Tulo at first, dives back in. Interestingly, McCarthy, again, who went to high school in Colorado Springs at Cheyenne Mountain East, talked to their PR department. Didn't leave any tickets today. I know families moved outside the state, focused on the ball game, did not leave any tickets.
Or maybe they just said, hey, we're bad luck charm when we come, we'll watch it on TV.
Or we don't want to bother you, we'll take care of it ourselves.
Maybe they bought their own.
That's what I mean.
I don't think so. I like the theory of moving out of the state. My son's pitching in the big leagues. Your son's playing in the big leagues. Guess what? We're going to be there.
This ball is tomahawked down the left field line, and it's foul.
Hey, you want to catch all the action when the Atlanta Braves come to town? Tomorrow through Wednesday, the Coca-Cola value packs, 59 and 79, depending on when you want to sit, are available. Just call the Rockies at 303-ROCKIES or go to Rockies.com and make your Coca-Cola value pack purchase. You get dogs, you get all kinds of things. Cokes, 4 tickets. It's a good deal, in other words.
again, Tulo dives back in. Miguel Montero firing down to Goldschmidt. Troy has yet to, I don't remember him attempting a steal, but I'm going to double check it. No, he's not attempted a stolen base yet. And he won't run as much as he did in the past. You got to protect those legs. This ball is pulled foul again.
Cutters that he's leaving up in the strike zone more than anything. Wileen's doing a really good job. The hard part is the lack of velocity is getting Wileen out on his front foot, but he smoked 2 balls in a row in that inner half. Hang another one, give away a souvenir.
And this ball is hit high in the air to left center field and deep. And Ross will make the catch, middle of the track.
Second ball in this game hit, one by EY to dead center, this one by Wileen. And if you're in the dugout, you would hear players say, missed it by a grain. They missed it by a grain.
Yeah, he got the barrel on it. And literally, you know, 1/8 of an inch. You're talking about a trot around the bases. 2 outs. Tulowitzki at first. Chris Nelson at the plate. Outside. Oh, on the corner. Excuse me. 0-1 the count on Nelly. Chris 5 for 16 on the homestand, including a double and a triple. The Sunshine agrees with Chris. He's hitting .417 in day games, just .160 in the evening.
And that evens out to?
Well, it evens out to .286.
That's right.
Which is pretty solid. One and two. And there's the numbers graphically. Nelson, one of the top hitters in the National League in the second half last year. First time McCarthy's ever pitched in Denver as a professional. Pitched in the PCL with Oklahoma City a few years ago. And slowly hit ground ball to short. And Gregorius throws out Chris Nelson. So Tulowitzki had a leadoff single. Rockies couldn't move him anywhere. Brought to you by the Ford Fusion. Quality you want, power you deserve. Ford Fusion, go further. By Southwest Airlines, find our fares online only at southwest.com. And by CenturyLink, link your link to what's next. What's next is the top of the third inning. Juan Nicasio has not allowed a hit. He has walked 3, however, and this will be the second time through the lineup for Juan. Gerardo Parra will lead things off, then Martin Prado and Paul Goldschmidt. Rockies winners of 8 straight and an unblemished mark at Coors Field of 8-0. Tomorrow the Atlanta Braves come a-calling. They're off to a marvelous start. They're down 4-2 now in the 9th inning in Pittsburgh. And interesting that Parra would take the first pitch. You wonder with the 3 walks the first time through if Arizona's game plan may change a little bit with Nicasio. And he looked like he was taken all the way there too, didn't he, George?
Well, he hadn't been ahead in counts. I think that's the deal. You know, they're going to look at it, maybe force. They got a little aggressive early. Now we're going to force you to throw the ball in the strike zone.
And also, I'm sure there was some conversation there on the bench. Don Baylor, the Diamondbacks hitting coach, he's already thrown 50 pitches through 2 innings. Let's get into that bullpen early, something Arizona's been unable to do in this series.
Right, and Don was just talking to Prado about that exact thing. Look for this ball here. Look away. It looks like they're trying to stay away, whether you're left or right. Don, not only a good hitting coach from the perspective of developing proper stance, hand angles, and that, but he's really good at getting into the mental side of things on what guys will throw in situations, what they will throw early in counts to prepare you for your at bat, much like Dave Duncan was as a pitching coach for the Cardinals. Not so much about your mechanics, but more about, let's make a pitch on this guy, I'm doing this. He hasn't got that pitch all day, has he? Right on that outside corner. Can't get the swing, doesn't get the call.
2-2 on Gerardo Parra. And this is in the air down the left field line, and nobody's going to catch this. Good effort by Nelson even to get in the area code. Talk so much about the ground you have to cover in fair territory at Coors Field in the outfield. There's a fair amount of room in foul territory. Not like Dodger Stadium used to be, but still plenty of room.
There's a lot of room here at Coors Field compared to a lot of other ballparks.
Well, all these new stadiums, George, they've run the seats.
And they like that. Once you
right
close
up
to the
on
action.
the foul line. Yeah, you understand it. And of course, Coors Field's ancient now, right? 1995, 3rd oldest stadium in the National League, but you walk in here, it's as pristine as it was the day it was open. You know what's wild? Arizona, and you want to keep this trend going. In this series, in the first 7 innings, they are 5 for 47. No extra base hits, hitting 106 against the Rockies pitching staff, which is basically, you're talking about the starters. Another foul ball.
Parra's had difficulty with left-handers, but right-handers is where he builds his average up. It's at 288 right now. 367 versus right-handers, just 130 versus left-handers. And that 130 average will play into the role of what Walt Weiss does maybe late in the ball game. If he comes up with men on base, go to your left-hand side of your bullpen. Okay, everybody's got enough foul balls now. They're all satisfied, right and left. You can swing and miss the next.
stop it. This next pitch will be the 47th of the at-bat between Juan Nicasio and Gerardo Parra.
Well, what you don't like, it's the third inning. He said it was almost 60. Because of this type of at-bats, it hadn't been, there were 3 walks. Yes, that plays into the pitch count. There's been a lot of this. A lot of guys fighting off pitches.
This is the 13th pitch of this at-bat coming. How about a 14th? Finally, ground ball to Tulowitzki. Why couldn't he have done that like 11 pitches ago, George?
I don't get it. I don't understand. Very long at bat for Parra, though.
1 out. We've talked about how gifted this Diamondback staff was when they played. The combination of this staff for Kirk Gibson, almost 10,800 games, over 10,200 hits, 5,500 plus runs, almost 4,000 ribbies. Look at that, they were plunked 1,300 times. Thank you, Don Baylor. 8 Gold Gloves, 2 MVP awards, a Rookie of the Year, 13 World Series appearances. Well, and you got guys like Matt Williams, Steve Sachs, Don Baylor, Alan Trammell, Charles Nagy. Makes some sense. Not to mention Gibson, of course. Prado struck out on 3 pitches his first time up. Here's the 1-1. And that's outside. 2-1.
Kirk Gibson assembled who he needed, what he wanted, and knew what he wanted.
They could have their own old timers game, George. 2 outs. Paul Goldschmidt will be coming up. Wells Fargo customers, get your 2-for-1 Rockies club level seats today by going to wellsfargo.com/Rockies. Wells Fargo Bank, member FDIC.
Colorado Springs leads Las Vegas, the Mets affiliate, 3-2 right now in the top of the 5th. Christian Friedrich's gone 4 2/3 innings in that ball game, getting extended. Arenado drove in his 20th. Boy, the misses have been so close.
Two and one on Goldschmidt. And 3-1.
Back to 2 outs very quickly, and all these innings that have happened with Nicasio. First inning, 2 quick outs, walk, got out of it. Next inning, 2 quick outs, 2 walks, got out of it. 2 quick outs, and now on a 3-1 count to Goldschmidt, he gets a swing and a miss. Fifth 3-ball count in the game for Nicasio.
72nd pitch here in the 3rd inning. And he still hasn't given up a hit, though. That's the good news.
Great news.
Juan Nicasio gets the top of the order once again for Arizona. Johnny Herrera will lead it off when we return. We're going to the bottom of the third inning, 8-9-1 for the Rockies in a scoreless Sunday matchup between Colorado and Arizona. Time now for today's fun fact, brought to you by All Copy Products. All-time Rockies win streak, the current one sits at 8. It's the longest since September 2001 or 2010 when they won 10 straight. And the two longest in 07 and 09. And not surprisingly, those are the two best years in Rockies history. 2009, 92 wins in the regular season, and 90 in the regular season. The World Series campaign of 2007. Johnny hits one off of McCarthy, and he'll throw him out.
Hey, if you haven't got a suite yet, check out the Super Suite deal here at the ballpark. That's right, the ultimate suite experience at Coors Field. Ask about the Super Suite and Conference Centers, also available on non-game days here at the ballpark. 303 Rockies to get all the information you need.
Troy Tulowitzki has the only hit in the game. It was a ground ball up the middle, leading off the second inning. But then Kadire hit a fly ball to right center. Willeen Rosario hit the ball to the warning track in left center. Nicasio is going to have the second hit. Cody Ross, for a moment, thought about firing to Goldschmidt.
Coming right out of the hand on the Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo. Ball up in the strike zone, a cutter. Casio looked like he'd done that a bunch. Line drive, right field. With one out and a runner on the top of the order working.
Speaking of deep fly balls, that's what EY hit in the first inning. Fly ball to the warning track, straight away center field. And this ball driven high and deep down the right field line. Stay fair, it's gone. It is a foul ball. Second deck shot. You know what, Dad and his little brother Dallas have to come to town more frequently.
Showing off his power, is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, he's hit, that one's foul. He hit the ball that Pollock caught up against the wall yesterday, almost to the wall today. There's EY Senior, and then the triple over Pollock's head. I mean, he's hit 4 balls about 6 miles in this series.
See if they run that cutter under the hands here. Yep.
God, you think like a pitcher, George.
Just watch a lot of hitters and watch how they swing it. First base open, though. The only hazard of that, EY very quick inside, drive it through that hole on the right side and get first and third, maybe.
Back up the middle, base hit for Junior. Nicasio will stop at second. And EY with a mini 5-game hitting streak, 9 for his last 21 at the plate. What a bonus that when Dexter sits down for a day or two, you can run EY out there.
He got speed at the top again. Look where this pitch is. Boy, did he track that thing beautifully with his eyesight. I mean, he didn't come off that backside load until the ball got right there at the plate on the Mike Shaw Subaru. You get a good look at it. It shot right back up the middle. You got first and second.
Here's Jordan Pacheco. Takes a strike. Jordan grounded to first in the first inning. Another guy fighting to get ABs after hitting 309 a year ago. A lot of offensive talent in this Rockies club. Two-strike count. This is unfolding as Pacheco's first at bat did. 2 called strikes. Jordan 7 for 16 against right-handed pitching. 0 for 10 so far against lefties.
And what Stu Cole has to be aware of is where this ball's hit in the outfield, if it is for a base hit, how far left or right, because you got average to above average arms in your outfield and above average in your cutoff positions with Goldschmidt, Prado, and Gregorio. So you got to be careful as far as trying to send Nicasio. A lot of third base coaches, almost a majority, will already have played it out in their minds. If the ball's hit here, he goes. If not, he's staying.
Ooh, look out. Boy, he almost dove into that, George.
Just when you're thinking everything's away, 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 so you're going to anticipate the ball away, you're going to react to the ball away, and as you go to get in there, it comes right in on the knuckles. Once that ball track, it's going to track in instead of getting out where they wanted.
And center field, it'll drop. Nicasio is going to get a green light. And the throw to the plate is on line, and he's safe at the plate. No tag applied by Miguel Montero. So Juan just striding it through the plate, eluded the tag. 1-0 Rockies. Pacheco to second, EY to third. Good 2-strike hitting there from Jordan Pacheco.
Yeah, it was outstanding, and Nicasio, not somebody that slides an awful lot. Ball's not hit that hard into the outfield. Pollock playing a little bit deeper has got to come get this baseball. Montero did not want to get a short hop, so he stepped out in line to get it, and then Nicasio just sidesteps him. You know, that's where they talked about. See how far he went out to get the ball a little offline, and then he just able to stretch around the tag of Montero.
And now here is Cargo. And this is a broken back looper that's going to drop. It's going to drive in 2 runs. Pacheco hustling to the plate. The throw's high. Cargo is going to stop at second as Montero will chase it down. A bloop 2-run single. And it's 3-0 Rockies.
Now with this offense, you just wait for it to happen. Sure enough, but a great read by Pacheco. The ball's going over the head of the shortstop, so he's able to judge it on the distance. Good look at it on the Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo. Look at that ball right out in the middle of the plate. Cargo just enough above the label to bloop this ball into the outfield, but look at Pacheco. He knows this ball's going to drop. He was in full stride when the ball hit. Then the throw over the head of Montero, and then you see Gonzalez make that turn. He ran in to the shortstop, or excuse me, Martin Prado, as he went into second base. Yeah, Tulo's just 429 average right now with runners in scoring position. He's got one now and a chance to really break this thing wide open.
3-0 Colorado. Just one out. The inning started with a comebacker off the leg of Brandon McCarthy by Johnny Herrera. He was able to get the out, but then Nicasio a single, Young a single, Pacheco a single, and Cargo a single. McCarthy's thinking inside. I haven't really given up a hard hit ball, and I'm down 3-0. Prado trying to keep Cargo close. Good base stealers will tell you third is easier to swipe than second oftentimes.
It allows you to get the big lead because your middle infield will spread back and try to stay in spots defensively to get out. So it allows you to get a bigger lead. And typically when you're out at second too, it's also a fact that things have been happening in the game, so the pitcher's mind's not drawn to picking you off. It's more to making a pitch at home plate, so you can take advantage of all those factors.
And another factor is that you have a 6'3" right-handed bat at the plate. A little more difficult for the catcher to make that throw to third. 2-0. And Tulo bloops one to second. Prado will make the catch. That'll bring up Kadire. If you have auto glass damage, call Safelite Auto Glass, America's vehicle glass experts, at 303-287-5000 or go to safelite.com. Kadire skied to center field his first time up. Got out on his front side a little bit, George, on the breaking ball, but kept the hands back.
Well, that's all the key to it. I mean, he's so strong with that upper body that he can do that and still drive the ball out of the yard.
Fourth jack for Kadire. Michael's got 13 RBIs. Got another ribby out there at second base currently. Hard hit ball, and a nice play by Gregorius, and he'll throw out Kadire. In the inning, 3 runs on 4 hits, a man left. The Rockies lead at 3-0. We're off to the 4th.
8-0 lead. Of course, it's Eric Young bobblehead giveaway day. That's what this little guy's about, but I found the real guy right here. Eric Young Sr. What do you think of your first bobblehead?
So special. I've always wanted a bobblehead, and to actually get it like this is like huge for me, like really, really big for me.
I'm just looking back and forth. Yeah, I see it. How special was it for you today to not only have Eric Young Jr. out there, but have your other son, Dallas, standing right down here as well, to throw out the first pitch and just have that next generation of guys playing catch? I'm sure you've played catch with both of them separately so many times.
Oh, I have, and together, but I tell you, it's a feeling as a proud daddy that, you know, it's hard to describe, but it's something that you always cherish, and just cherish the moment of having a bobblehead and always coming back to Denver now with my boys, and one playing and one on his way. So it's just tremendous. I tell you, whenever I come back here, it's something special, just in how the people respond to me, and I've always responded to me, that makes me want to be a Rocky for lifetime.
Yeah, it's a season of great memories indeed when you look back on the 20 years, 21st season now. When you step out on that field and then you come up here and you watch your son in a uniform, I was just asking you about this. How much of yourself do you see in Eric Young Jr. in the way he approaches the game?
Well, it's funny because I see a lot of my play in him, and his mannerism and how he carries himself and just plays the game the right way each and every day. You know, that's what I thrived on, and that's what was my driving force of responding and playing well. Not only I didn't want to embarrass myself, I didn't want to embarrass my team, but more importantly, I knew fans were coming and expecting a certain performance each and every night. And he drives, he has the same drive, and it's just remarkable to see.
Well, we know you are indeed Eric Young Jr.'s role model, but to now watch Dallas get to spend some time with Jr. in the clubhouse and around, and just what Jr. does in the community as well. He's starting his reading program. How proud are you of how he's embraced being a professional athlete?
Oh, I'm very proud. You know, when you have your kids with such a big heart, do special things, and knowing to give back. See, Jenny, you starting again. You get me crying again. See, I can't have interviews with Jenny.
2 for 2. I like
yes,
this.
Yes, indeed. She gets me full every time. But he has such a tremendous heart in helping and giving back that no matter what and what his situation may be, he feels like he has a responsibility to the community and to fans and to just people in general. I think he's just a good citizen that, you know, as a dad, I'm like, you're doing a good job, son.
We'll pat you on the back for that one. You get to watch him now. I know when you came here with the Diamondbacks as a coach, that's a tough one to watch your kid on the other side. But, you know, speaking of coaching, do you miss it at all? Or are you enjoying? We know that you're doing a little broadcasting with the Houston Astros pre- and post-game. Is that a fun way to stay involved with the game for you?
Well, that's a great way to stay involved, but being more involved with the Rockies and doing something in the Rockies organization gets me closer and keeps me closer to him. I really enjoy coaching. I enjoy being on the field. I enjoy, you know, showing to guys something I did or something I've seen or something like that it helps them be better players and have successful careers, because that's what it's all about. And then you have that respect and the trust that the players give you as a coach. That's the most important thing you can have. So I do miss that. I do miss that, but I tell you what, walking in the Rockies locker room and just greeting those guys every time I come in there, it's the same response from day one of spring training to now. So, and that's a tremendous feeling also.
Well, we always enjoy seeing you. We hope we get to see a lot more of you and enjoy your very first bobblehead. And by the way, George and Drew, don't you think this guy looks pretty good in purple?
He looks great in purple, and I told EY, because we walked out together. Tell Eric this right now, Jenny.
Yes, sir.
We were walking out together last night, and I said, I'm calling his 6-year-old son Dallas. I've nicknamed him the Mayor.
The Mayor. Dallas the Mayor. That's right.
Yes, he's the new mayor.
What do you think about that? Do you like being the mayor, Dallas?
Yes.
Yes. Tell people what you did to me yesterday. I tried to give you a high five, and what happened?
You tripped me over on.
Oh, I didn't trip you. No. You got to tell the real story. I go to give him a high five, guys, and he comes right up to me. And what did you do? You come to give me a high five, and you said, "Psych." He tricked me. The mayor, and the mayor. I got them both right here.
Yes, you do. He's an adorable kid. And, you know, first thing that EY did this in spring training, George, when I saw EY, I said, how's that little boy of yours? He said, hey, you got to see his swing. And he took out his cell phone and he showed me video of Dallas swinging the bat.
Proud of both his sons, obviously, and a trademark he's left on the game of baseball and here in the Rocky organization. I was kind of hoping that maybe Nicasio could have a little bit of a speedy half inning here. He went 3-2 on the first one. A lot of foul balls up. That one catches Rosario in the knee.
This has been strange, George, in that if you're just jumping aboard today, it's 3-0 now in Colorado. This is Nicasio's 85th pitch upcoming with 2 outs in the 4th inning. He's allowed 3 base runners, all via walk. And he's allowed 600 foul balls, it seems like.
Seems like it, yeah. Keith Schultz takes care of the baseballs down there, rubbing up a few more. Yeah, missed poorly with that pitch.
Also, for the folks that didn't get bobbleheads, you can go to the dugout store, and you can also, I believe, order them on the Colorado Rockies website. And this ball's well hit to left field. Cargo's going to make the catch, no problem. And the money all goes to the Colorado Rockies charity fund. Great to see EY as always. Beautiful thing. 3-0. Fourth inning, Rosario will lead things off for Colorado. Chris Nelson, Johnny Herrera after Rolene. And here's our AT&T trivia question. Jorge De La Rosa has a current 17-inning scoreless streak. Who holds the Rockies' record for consecutive shutout innings? You should give another attaboy to Jorge, George. 6 brilliant innings yesterday, allowed just 2 hits.
Yeah, it was a very good outing for him.
This ball's hammered left center field. Is it going to get down and be a tweener? You bet. Rolene is going to have a leadoff double. He's thinking about 3 bags. And he is out at third base.
Well, you love the enthusiasm by Rolene. But you'd like to see him hold up at second base with Nelson coming up, and then Johnny Herrera right after it. Hit very hard into the outfield. It's all about how you get the relay. Pollock actually overthrows to Gregarios, but a smart backup by Prado, and he picked it and made the snap throw to third base, and they get the out.
That's why you have a double cut, in case you overthrow the first guy. And
very, very important, too, here at Coors Field to have that in place, because it can get very difficult with the deep gaps here to have the correct cutoffs.
Two and one on Nelson. Chris grounded to short. Now, the old line in baseball is you don't want to make the first or third out at third base. And by the way, that's on. If people are wondering, hey, is that on Stu Cole? It's not on Stu Cole. It's on the base runner, because when the ball's in front of you in that gap, you're taught at high levels to make the decision.
I'm glad you said high levels, because younger kids coming into second, I want you looking at a coach. When I'm saying 8, 9, 10-year-old kids, you get a little farther along, players with their own speed, they know the arms of guys in the big leagues, they know what they can do and what they can risk and what they can't risk.
And what the situation is.
I just remember my oldest saying, man, I had a home run today. I said, really, all the way out of the ballpark? He said, well, no, they overthrew second, and it went over third, and it went over, and I just kept running. They couldn't throw. Everywhere I ran, they didn't throw it there. So I made a home run. It's like, okay. Good job, buddy.
Last time I saw Brian, he was still telling that story, George.
Yeah, there you go. Chased a high heater, Nelly does.
2 outs.
You know what? We needed to make this booth look a little bit better right now, and that's what we did. Doug brought in all of his bobbleheads for us to have here as a collection. We brought in some more. I'm trying to spin around here a little bit so you can see all the bobbleheads. See mine in the middle? I've got my picture in a bobblehead. That's bad, right? Crash right behind the chute. And, of course, his favorite is Jerry Garcia, right? Does that surprise you?
Dougie has like 30 Jerry Garcias.
Yeah, Dougie looks just like him. The chicken, he was worried, bringing the chicken up. That's an old one.
Well, Walker,
Dinger. He's got Walker up front and center. He's got Eric Young from today right here front and center. He's got an Ubaldo, a couple of the Gonzalez, the Heltons. He's got some in there.
I hope Larry's looking in today back in West Palm Beach, because that's a big old noggin they put on your bobblehead. Walker.
He's got a big head.
If you're listening.
They try to make him as realistic as possible.
That's good stuff, Dougie. Thanks for bringing
this
that
is a
in.
homemade
He's got some guys
one.
in the background. Is that Tony Gwynn in the background? Does he have Tony Gwynn?
He's got a bunch of, Tony Gwynn.
Got Jonathan Lucroy. Where'd you get that one?
Milwaukee.
Well, I think you got it in Milwaukee. Thank you.
That's so funny.
Johnny Herrera, shallow fly ball center field. And Pollock makes the catch. Rocky's got a leadoff double from Rosario. He was cut down trying to stretch it into a triple. George, I've seen that look on his face. 3-0 Rockies. Look back in the third inning. George Pacheco with 2 strikes reached out, poked the single to center field. Now we drive in Juan Nicasio. He would score standing up, avoiding the tag. And then Carlos Gonzalez would come up, and he had the bat broken, but he dropped it into left center field. Good read by the trail runner Pacheco. He followed Eric Young to the plate, and that's how the Rockies have their 3 runs. Meanwhile, on the hill, Juan Nicasio has thrown a lot of pitches, but he hasn't given up anything of note, shall we say. As he goes to the 5th inning, all 3 base runners via walks, 1 in the 1st inning, back-to-back walks in the 2nd inning. And the 7th place hitter D.D. Gregorius will lead things off, the shortstop, rookie shortstop, and he fouls this one back.
Adam Ottavino's warming up in the Rockies bullpen as this pitch count continues to climb. You don't want to get in a situation, obviously, in that 100 pitch range for him. So as you see Bo McLaughlin, the pitching coach, the watchful eye as he looks at Ottavino getting ready to go in.
Uh-oh, this ball's well hit to right. There goes your no-hitter. There goes your shutout. All in one swing. 2nd big league home run for D.D. Gregorius. His first came at Yankee Stadium earlier in the week.
I've said this a couple of times, and he played the other night. Guys that crowd the plate want the ball in. They're daring you to throw it in. So we're going to look at this right here. As it comes out of the hand, you're looking at a changeup. It's circle grip on the change, but the ball's on this inner half of the plate coming to the inside. Now, his changeup's typically 86, 87 miles an hour. That's like 3 ticks behind the average Major League fastball at 90. So it made it a more hittable pitch, but it also, because of that elevation right there, I mean, that ball was pretty much belt high.
A.J. Pollock in a ditch 0-2. How did the Rockies decide on Dinger, the dinosaur, as the mascot? Well, dinosaur bones were found on this construction site. I think it was born out of that. This ball whistled past Nicasio. And now Pollock's aboard. Brandon McCarthy coming up. Ruben in Denver, as I'm sure many of you wondering who's in line to take the baseball for Chacin, who went on the disabled list today on Wednesday. Not sure yet. Chatwood throwing the ball well. Pomeranz throwing the ball well. One thing about both of those young pitchers who were up quite a bit last year, they're making progress, George, down in Colorado Springs. In a perfect world, the Rockies as an organization would like not to interrupt that progress. And the next time they come up, have them be able to come up and stay, as opposed to, make a spot start. You may not have that luxury.
But Chatwood has gone probably more consistent over his starts there. I mean, he's been going 6 innings with low pitch counts. He's done a pretty good job with it. Pomeranz's last start, 5 2/3, 9 strikeouts. And pretty much on target there also. Started to utilize the changeup more, from what I was told by a couple of National League scouts that witnessed the game. And the changeup worked very well for him against the right-handers.
See if he can get a strikeout on McCarthy. And he will. So McCarthy punches out, trying to bunt Pollock to second. It's the 3rd strikeout. I don't know if umpires, the question is, do umpires ever reverse their decision after talking to managers? The best thing a manager can do when he goes out to contest a call is say, hey, can you ask one of your fellow umpires what they saw? And if you can get them to huddle, sometimes you then see a call reversed. Gerardo Parra, fly ball to fairly deep left field, and the ground ball to short. 3-1 ball game. Rockies ahead here in the top of the 5th inning. And this ball is down the right field line, and Kadire does a good job to get to it before it gets to the wall. Shot at the runner at second, and Parra got his hand in before Tulowitzki's tag. That was close. What a job by Kadire, George. If that gets to the wall, it's probably a triple, and it's a 3-2 game.
Very good reaction by Kadire as an outfielder, as you see it, what he has at first base. It's that first step quickness that allows you to get there. The recognition of where the ball's hit, how hard it's hit, and then to make the play and stop and use a very accurate arm to hit your cutoff man. And Johnny Herrera, his snap throw over to Tulowitzki becomes very evident. I mean, see how quick he stopped with his momentum going, and that quick exchange here from Tulowitzki. He is safe. All good plays. And that, because of the pitch count right now at 96, I think Walt's going to have to go down to the bullpen and get the right-hander Ottavino, who's been warming up.
So Juan Nicasio goes 4 1/3. The first 4 were shutout innings, but the pitch count gets him down 3-1, or up 3-1 here in the 5th inning. One out has runners at second and third. Martin Prado coming up to face Adam Ottavino. Want the latest updates from Root Sports? Text alerts to 720-720 and receive text message updates all season long. Well, Juan Nicasio will have a few days to reflect on this outing. There was a lot of good things, but far too many pitches. 96 pitches in 4 1/3, and now he has to hope Adam Ottavino can keep the Rockies in front.
And right now your concentration is not so much the guy at third. That's difficult. That's why your defense is back right now. Your concentration is not turn this into a big inning and allow the runner at second to score. With his wipeout slider, if he's able to throw it for strikes, Ottavino could strike out and do it rather easily with Prado, and then he's got the right-hander Goldschmidt coming right behind him. But it'll take a heavy task to do that. Big flinch by Prado on the hard slider.
Here's the 1-1 and a comebacker, and they got Pollock hung up. Nice job by Ottavino.
Get another one here.
They could get a run there. Nope. They almost had Prado too far off the bag at first. Nice job by Adam Ottavino. And A.J. Pollock is the second out.
It is a nice job because he kept himself under control when the ball was hit. That's what made it so efficient. Ball's hit off to the first base side. He checked the runner, He doesn't unload it. He just runs right at the runner, tags him out. And then what I really liked, instead of making an awkward snap throw to first, he got his feet under him and then made the throw. A lot of times pitchers will fire that, flip it underhanded or sidearm, the ball sails or dives in the ground, and the run scores because you throw it down the right field line. Good job. Good job for Ottavino.
Absolutely not out of the woods. Here's the 3-hole hitter, Goldschmidt.
Been their most productive hitter with 12 RBIs, 7 for 13 with runners in scoring position, a .538 average.
Sliders fouled off, 1-1. Another question during our Toyota Talk inning. A batter hits into a fielder's choice. Does his box score show a plate appearance or an at-bat? Absolutely. If you hit into a fielder's choice, it is a plate appearance, and it's 0 for 1. But sometimes you can have a productive, a lot of times you can have a productive out. Carlos Gonzalez last night, with a runners at second and third, pulled the ball to the right side, got an RBI. In the book, it says 4-3. He's 0 for 1, but he gets a ribby out of it. And most importantly, his team puts another marker on the board. There's been discussion throughout baseball history, really the last 30, 40 years, that if you give yourself up, this ball's a base hit to left, and that will bring home the second run for Arizona. So Goldschmidt drives in his 13th with a single to left, and that scores Parra. First and second for Miguel Montero. Very quickly to finish that thought, George, that if you hit a ground ball to the right side with a runner at second and nobody out moving to third, it's really the same thing as laying down a bunt. Why not give the player a sacrifice? May not get one statistically, but everybody in the dugout and everybody baseball operations side of things knows exactly what you did and is thankful for it. Jam shot, and Pacheco does a good job getting Ottavino. Well, the Rockies began the inning with a 3-0 lead. It is narrowed to 3-2 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. The 9th consecutive day more ball games since I've missed a couple with the weather. Looking to save money by using electricity wisely. Find out how the little changes add up. TogetherWeSave.com, your local Touchstone Energy cooperative delivering reliable power, energy-saving tools, and more. Well, the Rockies have to get back after it against Brandon McCarthy. And they'll have Adam Ottavino to lead off 9-1-2. So Walt Weiss wants to get a little bit of length out of Ottavino since he had to go and get Juan Nicasio in the 5th inning. Ottavino, a pretty good hack there. Former starting pitcher, so this is not completely foreign to him.
No, and he, starting pitcher in a Cardinal organization, which they really want you to work, and they did, work you awfully hard on your swing of the bat, laying down bunts, slug bunts.
Ottavino was a really good high school hitter in addition to just pitching when he grew up in Brooklyn and went on to Northeastern. Pretty day at the ballpark. We see you. Hi there. Got the baseball. That's awesome. And McCarthy strikes out. Adam Ottavino, 1 out.
If you're heading out onto the road, don't forget you can subscribe to MLB.tv to see every Rockies Out of Market game online and on your favorite devices in HD quality when you're not at home. Go to Rockies.com, check it out.
Junior had a base hit up the middle in the 3rd inning and scored a run. Rockies got all 3 of their runs in the 3rd. Ball 1. .73 pitches for McCarthy.
A few changeups that he's thrown so far. Tulsa looks like they're going to win their split down at Arkansas. They're leading this one 8-2.
Two and 1.
Colorado Springs now tied 4-4. Arenado with a couple of hits and an RBI.
He's been something else so far. Here's a 2-1.
Boy, that's the one where nobody wants it.
Gregorius makes the catch. 2 outs. Jordan Pacheco will come to the plate. AT&T trivia question once again. De La Rosa has a 17-inning scoreless streak. Who holds the Rockies' record for consecutive shutout innings? Jimenez with 33. Baldo in that great season of 2010, particularly the first half. Pacheco takes ball 1. Jordan an RBI single in the 30s, 1 for 2. Dodgers, George, put Chad Billingsley today on the disabled list with pain in his elbow. This is another base hit for Jordan. So he joins Greinke. Now 2/5 of their rotation is out.
Well, you know what? When they said at the start of the year, boy, the Dodgers are going to be really good. And some guys made a couple of comments on paper. Well, the paper's got fire in the fireplace so far. A lot of guys missing off of that deal. This is where everybody else in baseball, take advantage when you have this kind of leverage right now.
Here's Cargo. A base hit to drive in 2 last time up. He's 1 for 2. 3-2 Colorado, 2 outs. And Cargo pops his foul and out of play. The book closed on Juan Nicasio. 4 1/3, 2 runs, 3 hits, walked 3, struck out 3. 96 pitches in 4 1/3. Rockies will not have a quality start, obviously, today. They have 11 of them, among the league leaders in that department. And this ball's in the air to deep center field, way back, and Pollock's going to make the catch in front of the warning track. Cargo got it off the end of the bat just slightly. Pacheco left the board. We go to the 6th inning, 3-2 Rockies. Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by the Honey Smoked Fish Company. Secrets in the fire. It's a ready-to-eat superfood. And by Comcast. Advertise your business locally on the network's People Watch. Go to ComcastSpotlight.com for details. Drew Goodman, George Frazier, Jenny Kavnar at 20th and Blake. Rockies 8-0 at home. They've won 8 consecutive games. Trying to sweep the Diamondbacks. They lead 3-2. Cody Ross leading off the 6th against Adam Ottavino. And the slider misses ball 1. Something strange happened the last 2 days, George.
Yes.
The Rockies won on Friday, you recall, with 3 hits. Just the 4th time they've ever won a ball game at Coors Field with 3 hits or less. They won last night with 6 hits, so it got me thinking, had that ever happened before, where they went 2-0? This ball's playable.
Yeah, and it's really high, and nobody else.
Johnny comes sprinting in. That's a great job by Johnny Herrera. Much easier for a position player coming in than the catcher going out, if you will, an infielder coming in. Anyhow, it's got me thinking, had the Rockies ever won 2 ball games at home with 9 hits?
Probably
or
not.
less?
I would say no.
And you know what? You'd be right. It's the first time it's ever happened where the Rockies have won consecutive games at home with 9 total hits or fewer. Eric Chavez at the plate. Got to be careful with this guy. He's still got a lot of pop.
Saw that evident last night against Escalona on the slider down and in.
One ball, 1 strike. Outside 2-1. Giants in the 7th leading the Padres 5-0. Giants 11-7. The Padres 5-12. Two-one. Center field, EY. Cruising over, he's got it, 2 outs. That'll bring up Didi Gregorius. Thanks for texting in your questions last inning during Toyota Talk. For more answers to your question, visit the Root Sports Facebook page at facebook.com/RootSportsRM. Tracy Ringlesby will follow up at least one of those questions from Toyota Talk before the end of the ball game. There's a Cowboy. Along with Huey. Gregorius hit a home run leading off the 5th inning against Juan Nicasio. It was the first hit that Nicasio allowed. But then it was followed by a Pollock single after Brandon McCarthy struck out bunting. Parra doubled. And then Ottavino came in. He got Prado, and then Goldschmidt singled the second run in. Here's the home run by Gregorius.
Change-up out over the middle of the plate. He's got some electricity in that bat.
He's got a broken bat's what he has right now. Johnny's got the baseball. Good strong 6th inning for Adam Ottavino. Rockies 3 and the D-backs 2. Juan Nicasio with a little Fred Astaire move at the plate.
Yes, he did, just out of the reach.
You know what? Did he touch home plate there, George?
Yeah, with his big toe.
Maybe with his little toe. Brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Rockies trying to add on. Troy Tulowitzki leading off here in the 6th inning. And Troy fires at the first delivery.
And after Rockies jumped all over McCarthy in the 3rd inning with 3, you thought his day might be short, and here he is in the 6th inning.
To Colorado. Tulowitzki, Kadire, and Rosario here in the 6th. Well, this has easily been the best outing for McCarthy this year, who brought in a 7.47 ERA in his first start against the Rockies in his career.
7 fly ball outs, some of them deep to the wall, and 5 strikeouts. 5 ground ball outs, a couple of strikeouts.
Rockies used to seeing those fly balls go over the wall. Do you know that they've hit a home run in every ball game this year, George, except obviously they got shut out in San Francisco and the Mets game earlier this week?
Yeah, I mean, this is a powerful, powerful lineup, 2 through 8.
Troy fouls that one off. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Tulowitzki. back to last year, the winning streak at Coors Field is 12. The first order of business is stated by Walt Weiss. Hitting coach Dante Bichette was reestablish dominance at Coors Field. So far, so good.
Hey, the first 20,000 adults 21 and older on May 7th are going to receive a Rockies adult baseball cap courtesy of Coors Light. Get your tickets to this game against the New York Yankees today. So when the Yankees are in town, you'll be able to take advantage of that. 20,000 of you, adults I might add, will get a baseball cap.
Tulowitzki lines this ball to deep center field, and it is gone. Home run. Like we were saying, so much for hitting balls to the wall. Troy Tulowitzki goes over the top, his 6th home run of the year, and the Rockies have a 4-2 lead.
Looked like a double off the bat, maybe even a catchable ball if Pollock was playing in that position. They went away and elevated. He jumped right on top of it, smoked that thing into the outfield. Well, one more to look. Mike Shaw Subaru. You're going to see it on the Super Bowl. Look at this belt-high fastball. They wanted that down and away from him, and he's able to extend. Boy, they give you a great look on that slow motion shot into center field. They kept his head on it. Man, that was nice to see. They get back one of those runs given up back in the top of the 5th.
Always fun to hit a home run, and you pay for it if you're Rocky. Tulowitzki comes jumping down the stairs, and then he gets beat up for about 30 seconds. But you'll take that.
A year ago it was sunflower seeds. Now it's a smack in the helmet.
0-2 on Kadire in tight 1-2. Boy, he hit that hard. That never got that high off the ground. Dead center field. Kadire pulls it to deep short. Gregarious has it, and he throws him out. I'll bring up Rosario. Look at the flight of this baseball.
Well, you thought right here, both the outfielders kind of looking like, all right, we'll play it off the wall. Instead, it had a pretty nice catch on the front row there. Watch, he's going to get it on the line, going to jump up and snatch it.
Third home run of the week for Troy. And Rosario hits a high fly ball to shallow center field. Pollock misjudged. It's coming hard now. And he'll make the catch. 2 gone. That'll bring up Nelson. This will be McCarthy's last inning, you would assume. He's due up second in the 7th inning. Rockies have Rob Scahill and Josh Outman throwing. 2 guys most recently brought up from Colorado Springs. 2-0 on Nelly, 2-1. Pacheco and Tulowitzki visiting. Three and 1. Cody Ross will make the catch. The Rockies tack on a 4th run on the home run by Troy Tulowitzki. Tulo makes it 4-2 Colorado. We're off to the 7th at Coors Field. Take a look at the game summary brought to you by Comcast. Advertise your business locally on the network's People Watch. Go to ComcastSpotlight.com for details. Rockies up 4-2. They've had 8 hits compared to Arizona's 4. Adam Ottavino continuing on. A.J. Pollock at the plate. It's ball 1 on Pollock.
Well, Gibson sent out Hensky. Here he comes back out of the dugout again. He's the left-handed power guy, so that's why the Rockies have up right now Josh Outman, the left-hander, Rob Scahill, the right-hander, here in the top of the 7th. We can keep brothers Belial, Wilton Lopez for that 8th inning, and then has Betancourt if he would like to use him in the 9th.
Ottavino, George, has an outstanding chance to get a victory here.
He should get one the way he's pitched and pitched out of trouble and been able to do it. I mean, that's the advantage of being the long guy down there in the bullpen with the way the Rockies have their pitch count set up and the things. You're going to pick up some that way. You're going to get some W's.
Eric Hensky has come out in the on-deck circle. Should be Ottavino's final hitter. 3-1. Scahill again and Josh Outman, 2 guys that throw very hard. Anthony's 3-2.
Jim Wright making sure who's ready if they're ready to come in, and it would be Outman to come in.
Fly ball right center. Kadire will make the catch, and Ottavino gets A.J. Pollock. After the announcement, I'm sure you'll see Walt Weiss.
Well, it's a 2-run lead too now, though, so you know if he hits it out, he hits it out. You can overmanage it sometimes too. Just have to see what he decides to do here if he wants to do something. They've sent Moline out to buy a little bit more time on the mound. Walt's studying his scorecard. Now he will make the move.
Looks like he's going to double switch this. They pull Nelson out, bring in Brignac to play third. This way he gets him to bat second in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Ottavino, nice job today.
Really nice job. Maybe it's going to be Josh Rutledge and move Herrera to third. Do that as well. Yeah, it's going to be Rutledge. I think it's going to be Josh. He went to the top step of the dugout with his glove, but hasn't come out on the field yet. Adam Ottavino jogs off and gets an appropriate response from the crowd. He did a good job. 4-2 Rockies, back in a moment. play the D-backs this afternoon. Stick around for Rockies Weekly. We'll examine the art of the swing, recap the top moments of the week as well. And as always, we'll sit down with the skipper, Walt Weiss. Don't miss Rockies Weekly tomorrow after the game. Eric Hinsky swings at the first pitch and fouls it straight back and out of play. Josh Outman back in the big leagues, and a couple of defensive changes. Josh Rutledge does come in the ballgame. He goes to second. Mr. Versatile. Johnny Herrera moves from second to third. Chris Nelson comes out of the ballgame. Outman was pounding the strike zone, George, down in Colorado Springs. He punched out 14 in 10 innings.
Yeah, 28 major league games as a reliever in his career. 27 2/3, 29 hits, 33 strikeouts, and just walked 9. So that's kind of what you're hoping happens here. He'd be able to come on and really pitch well. Last season with the Rockies had his struggles. It's like you'd like to wash that away. Come in and make some pitches here and continue to open the eyes of this Rocky organization. You belong right here in the big leagues. And it is an advantage for Walt to have 2 left-handers in the bullpen versus just the one with Rex Brothers.
And both guys, George, we were chatting about this the other day, are guys that give you full innings worth of work. It's not, okay, you go get this one lefty. High fly ball to right center field to Dyer. Almost the same place that he caught the last fly ball from Pollock. 2 outs. And here comes Gerardo Parra, also from the left side. On the radar gun, just missed ball 1 on Parra. Doubled his last time up, 1 for 3 this afternoon. Just a great crowd on Sunday. Parra spun his way on, 1-1. That had to work.
Dinger hat. Is that a dinger hat, Drew?
Yes,
that's what I thought.
I'm going to get you one of those.
Sunday hat. Now that's a Sunday golf racetrack gambling hat
from a bygone era.
I like that bow tie too. Bright red, matching glasses. Drew, we might have tried that one on air one day, huh? What do you think? That guy grew some hair all over the place. It looks like a porcupine. What is that, a muskrat hat?
I'm not sure.
Is that a muskrat hat, like teeth? Is that what that red's supposed to be, is the teeth? And the eyes up on top? Is it a bear hat? You know what, I'm going to start something here. I tell you what.
I missed the Cartoon Network.
Hey, I'm going to tell you all something now. You send me some hats, I'll wear them. I am a hat guy. So if you want a hat at home you want to get rid of, that husband dragged into the house, you don't want it anymore, whatever, send it to me at Coors Field. I'll wear it.
Foul tip, and that got Rosario.
I'm not drawing mountains on the back of my head, though. Actually, that's a pretty good job. That is a piece of artwork.
That's very creative.
Drew could do that on his. I'd wear that.
You have that.
He
hat.
wore the
you
camo. You know what?
Hat.
Hey, he wore a camo hat to the ballpark, thinking there might be a deer hunt breakout on the way home. I do have that hat, actually.
Two outs in the 7th inning. Rockies up 4-2. A 1-2 count on Gerardo Parra. First appearance in 2013 for Josh Outman. And he got him. Nice job by Outman. Comes on to get both lefties, Hinsky and Parra. Job well done, Josh Outman. Stretch time at Coors Field. The Rockies ahead 4-2. And as is our custom on Sundays, we stick around for a rendition of God Bless America. Enjoy, everybody.
direct your attention to the field for a special recognition. The Colorado Rockies are proud to host and honor those who sacrifice on behalf of us all. With us on the field today is Senior Airman Hendrik Martinez. Airman Martinez is a member of the 10th Security Forces Squadron at the United States Air Force Academy. Over the past year, he has been instrumental in maintaining the safe environment at the Air Force Academy and played a major role in the safe and orderly evacuation of 11,000 residents during the Waldo Canyon fire. As a result of his exceptional service, Airman Martinez was named the 2012 U.S. Air Force Academy Airman of the Year. Fans, please give a warm Coors Field Heroes welcome to Airman Martinez and all of our nation's brave men and women, as well as the families of our heroes. We thank you for your service and sacrifice. Fans, please rise as we honor our great country by the performance of God Bless America. Performing God Bless America today, representing the Colorado National Guard's 101st Army Band, is Specialist Kristen Stoneback. Please welcome Specialist Stoneback and join her by singing along to God Bless America.
Rockies 4, Arizona 2, bottom of the 7th inning. Rockies will have Johnny Herrera, Josh Rutledge, and Eric Young to face a guy they know well, Matt Reynolds, who was traded in the offseason for Ryan Wheeler to the Diamondbacks, and so far has made quite an impression on his new club. He has yet to give up a run.
Been a strike thrower the whole time. A little bit more of deception there with his fastball as he kind of had a little head turn, a little more hip turn to it. 86 miles an hour. When he first came up, before the wear and tear started to get a hold of Matt, where he was 90-94. But now he's just pounding the zone, and he does it anywhere from 86 to 90. But it's still very, very good slider. Split finger he'll throw to the right-handed hitters.
Like that.
Mm-hmm.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Ryan Wheeler swinging the bat well for Colorado Springs.
Now Ryan Wheeler right now, he's 1 for 4, but hitting .348. He had an RBI today. On a year now, Wheeler was 16 RBIs.
1 out. That'll bring up Rutledge for the first time in the game. Have auto glass damage? Call Safelite Auto Glass. 1-303-287-5000 or go to safelite.com. Rutledge last night, a walk, a Luke double, and a couple of fly balls to center field, 1 for 3. Getting his first at bat, came in last half inning and double switch. Matt Belisle throwing in the Rockies' pen, and that's a soft liner gloved by Prado. 2 outs.
And as a young player like Rutledge is, you just kind of got to keep the faith that those line drives are going to end up getting out of the reach of players. And it's, this game has a way of evening itself out. The first month has not treated Rutledge as friendly as it did the first month a year ago. But there's a way to turn those around. Just keep swinging, keep the great attitude.
EY from the right side, first time today, and this ball is popped up foul ground and unplayable. 0-1. EY a single and a run scored back in the 30s. 1 for 3. Brandon McCarthy in his return to Colorado. Cheyenne Mountain High School grad. 6 innings, 4 runs, all of them earned, 8 hits, did not walk a batter, and struck out 2. Great crowd, by the way. We mentioned this earlier. And now we have the official numbers, 42,507. And Junior pushes a bunt. And Matt Reynolds throws it in the dirt, but it was scooped up by Goldschmidt. Speed makes you rush. Goldschmidt picks up Matt Reynolds. He works a 1-2-3 7th inning. Onward we go, 8th inning. Rockies 4, Diamondbacks 2.
of the season today, and Colorado with a 4-2 lead as we head to the top of the 8th. Well, here's what's coming up next. It's brought to you by CenturyLink. We'll take a look at the probable pitchers, I should say, for when the Atlanta Braves come to town. Things will start off with Jeff Francis and Mike Minor on Monday. Of course, weather pending there. Stay tuned for that one. John Garland and Julio Teheran will match up in Game 2. And with Jolie Straussine going on the 15-day DL, the Colorado Rockies will have to bring someone up from AAA to make a spot start against Tim Hudson on Wednesday. But as Atlanta comes in, they are bringing one hot offense with them. They have lost the last 3 straight, including today in Pittsburgh. So hopefully that's a good sign that they will stay pretty cool. But when you take a look at their numbers, here's how Colorado and Atlanta both rank in Major League Baseball. Atlanta has 29 home runs. That's first in Major League Baseball, and with Tulo's home run today. Colorado right behind them with 28. Colorado, they're second in batting average, hitting .284. Atlanta's hitting about .242. And runs scored. They score a lot of runs, let's put it that way. So we'll see what happens when Atlanta comes in. But Colorado right now in sole first place in Major League Baseball with that loss from Atlanta. I like that sound, and let's hope that things can keep up with the win today, guys.
I like that sound also. The Braves have really thrown the baseball well. Starting rotation's done a really good job, and their bullpen has an ERA of 1.09. One out, Martin Prado on a comebacker to Matt Belisle. That's got Paul Goldschmidt now, and he gets a swing and a miss. Rockies bullpen is 6th in the league with a 3.90, so they've been holding up their end of the bargain as well.
Belisle being able to utilize more pitches now. He still shows a little bit of that slow curve occasionally, but it's fastball, cutter, slider for the majority of the time. But it's all business with 34.
One and two on Goldschmidt. Ball a walk, a ground ball to second, and an RBI single. Single came against Ottavino. The run was charged, however, to Nicasio. Again, 4 1/3 for Nicasio. A couple runs, 3 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Ottavino, 2 innings, 1 hit, nothing else. And Outman got the 2 batters he faced in the 7th inning. Fly ball and strikeout for Josh Outman. Barmas, by the way, as Jenny was telling you, that Atlanta lost again to the Pirates. Clint Barmas leading the way from Pittsburgh with a couple of run-scoring singles. 2-2. Line foul.
Seems like they've given away about 10 dozen balls today on foul balls. Mostly distributed by the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Just in 3-2. Montero's on deck. And ball 4. This afternoon's Cold Hard Fact is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. RBIs among big league catchers since 2011. Did you have Miguel Montero on top? If you are, you're a very astute observer of the game. By 20 runs batted in over Carlos Santana, 24 over Matt Wieters. Aaron Sibia is 5th on that list. He had another home run today. He's got 7. Here's Montero, and he takes strike 1.
We talked a little bit about Montero's struggles. On April the 10th, just 10 days into the season, he was hitting 300. But then the last 8 games he's played in, he's gone a total of 3 for 28, 107 average. that will drop everything dramatically in a hurry.
Infield of Herrera at third, Tulowitzki, Rutledge, and Pacheco at first. One out, one on. That's a strike. Montero. Those guys, like we described, Carlos Gonzalez, always plays with a smile on his face. Here's the 1-2, and this is hit to Tulowitzki. Can they turn it? No. You're going to have to go to first. Goldschmidt got a good jump. Smart play by Troy. Get the out.
Well, the next Purple Monday is tomorrow. That's right. Where your Purple win prizes, including fan experience, and the first 10,000 are going to receive a Rockies Purple T-shirt tomorrow.
Cody Ross. Cody Ross, compact guy, George, with a compact swing. It generates a lot of pop.
Well, he was so excited to get the opportunity to come to Arizona and play. I mean, he lives there in the offseason, and, you know, hey, I'm going home. Sleep in my own bed 12 months out of the year. What a great deal, a 3-year deal on top of that. Kind of one of those late signs as far as free agents were concerned, but a very good sign.
Good year last year in Boston. Some of those guys you described with the word gamer. 1-1. And looked like he went around. He did. We'll check it out with Jeff Kellogg, 1-2. Get that swing pitch in your favor. Ball and 2 strikes now. Matt Bilal working to Cody Ross. Goldschmidt at second.
A smart move. 1-2 count. Bilal's going to tell the young man, this is what we're doing. Guys like Bilal, Betancourt, been around the league a while. They're in a situation. They know the hitters. They know the success they've had off of them, what they've had off of them. Shorten the game up mentally for Willeen Rosario and just say, this is what we're doing.
Right field, pretty well hit. Going back to Kadire. He can't get it. It's off the wall. And Junior's got to help out. Cody Ross to second with an RBI double, and it's 4-3. Just the third RBI for Ross in his new uniform, but it's a big one. 1-run game again.
Look to see what this is. Let's look on our Mike Shaw Subaru Supermo exactly where Bilal taking this pitch, because he lives in the bottom half of the strike zone. And Ross gets that ball. Now that's a good pitch. That ball's away from him, down on the outer half of the plate. Now 4 for 6 this year with runners in scoring position out of the reach of Kadire. In his career against Matt Bilal, Ross has had success. He was 3 for 4.
Time called by Chavez. No pitch. 0-2. Strike three. Chavez didn't like it. It did touch the forward strike zone. Kirk Gibson won't argue. He wants to stick around. 4-3 ball game after the double by Cody Ross to bring home Paul Goldschmidt. The bottom of the 8th inning. The Rockies trying to win for the 9th consecutive ball game. Who wants tacos, fans? If you'd like to receive text message alerts when the Rockies score 7 or more, for the Rockies taco special, text the keyword taco to 720-720. And when the Rockies do accomplish that feat, Taco Bell and Root Sports will donate $250 together to the Colorado I Have a Dream Foundation. Former closer for the San Diego Padres. Didn't work out so well for the Marlins. Heath Bell is now reunited with Kevin Towers, the general manager of the Diamondbacks. This will be his 8th appearance in the league. George hit .429 against him.
He got blown up his first outing. I mean, just absolutely blown up. Now he's had the ability to come back and make some pretty good pitches and do some things, but it was a little rough that first outing, no question.
Rockies have 2, 3, and 4 in their lineup. Pacheco, Gonzalez, Tulowitzki looking for a little more insurance. Rockies led 3-0. Arizona got it to 3-2. Rockies added a run on the home run by Tulowitzki to make it 4-2, and then the Ross run-scoring double last half inning. That's where we stand at 4-3. Weiss looking at his lineup card. Tommy Runnels, been a terrific guy for Walt to be able to lean on. Veteran bench coach, former manager when he was really young in baseball with the Montreal Expos. Really native, TR.
Well, the thing about it with the Rocky organization, when you're Tulsa managing or Colorado Springs, you have to do the double switches with the National League team. So you become real adept to running a bench, running a bullpen as a manager. And in the last couple of years, being under Jim Tracy didn't hurt either.
One and two on Jordan. 2 hits and 3 at bats.
Well, you mentioned Bell's numbers extremely high in his first outing. 4 hits, 3 runs, all earned a couple of home runs. Since then, just 1 earned run over the last 5 2/3 innings.
But overall, 12 hits and 6 innings. Boy, he did not get along real well with Ozzie Guillen, did he?
Not really. I'm not sure anyone did in Miami.
2-2. Wilt Lopez throwing. Rex Brothers was up briefly. Rafael Betancourt got saves on Friday and Saturday night. And last night, he had to throw a fair number of pitches. So Walt wanted to stay away from Betancourt today. Lopez, a veteran guy who has saved games. He saved games for Houston last year. He had a 10-save season, working the 8th and 9th inning. No swing, 3-2. Bilal, Jim Wright visiting. On the ground to short, Gregorius. That'll bring up Cargo, 1 for 3, and 2-run bloop single to left center. Ball to third and a deep fly ball to center field as well. Facing Heath Bell, he's 2 for 7 lifetime against Bell. Bell, a 3-time All-Star. National League Rolaids Relief Man of the Year in 2009 and 2010 for his 9th inning work with the Padres. Boy, they had a string of great 9th inning men. It was basically Trevor Hoffman forever, and then Heath Bell.
And Heath Bell.
Yeah.
One for a real long time. That string was real short. Those two guys, but they went forever.
He went, and he's going to reach. Ball went in the dugout. Cargo on a strikeout. See how they scored. Probably a wild pitch because he's in the dirt. He's going to reach, and Tulowitzki will hit here in the 8th inning.
How far out in front of the catcher Montero, and how deep was he sitting? Hard breaking ball, tries to dive down. That ball hits in front of home plate. The Cargo made an offering on it. You talk about committing a swing early. And the curveball ricocheted off the bicep of Montero and into the dugout of the Diamondbacks.
Time for a little payback for Tulowitzki. He's just 1 for 17 lifetime against Heath Bell. Troy, a couple of hits, single back in the 2nd, and the home run to dead center in the 6th. That would look good here. Rockies up a run, 4-3. By the way, Lopez will see the bottom 3rd of the Arizona lineup. The big left-handed bat has already been used, Eric Hinsky. Take off here early in the count.
And it's a good assumption because obviously they gave back that run. They'd like to get it back and get Cargo with one out in the scoring position with Tulowitzki and Kadire.
Card goes 4 for 4, swiping bases. Breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-1. How far did it travel? Brought to you by AAA Colorado. Troy's home run, 418 feet. He tends to hit him in bunches. He's got 3 during his homestand, 6 on the season. Popped up, shallow. Center field, the second baseman takes it. Martin Prado's catch, that'll bring up Kadire. Rockies with this lineup that was written out by Walt Weiss today. Fowler another day with the hand getting hit yesterday. Todd Helton some tightness in his forearm, getting an extra day, but still all 8 position players were hitting 280 or above. Kadire 357 at the beginning of the day. He's 0 for 3. Bell strikes out Michael Kadire to end the 8th inning. So we'll go to the 9th. The Rockies 3 outs away from another victory. They're ahead 4-3. By Ram Trucks, guts, glory, Ram. Here's the deal. The Rockies lead it 4-3, ninth inning, looking for their 9th consecutive victory. Wilton Lopez looking for his first save as a Rocky as we check in with Joel Klatt out in center field. Joel.
All right, thank you, Drew. Obviously looking to have somewhat of a party out here in just a bit on the Toyota postgame show. We'll talk about armed and dangerous. How about the starting pitching for Colorado in this series? Only 2 earned runs given up by the starting pitching. Plus, how about Tulo? Another home run, his 2nd of the series. 6th inning, his 6th of the season. Nice little blast for Troy Tulowitzki. Plus, we'll get down to the clubhouse and get you some Walt Weiss sound. That's all coming up on the Toyota postgame show.
Sounds good, Joel. We appreciate it. Wilton Lopez handling the 9th inning today because Rafael Betancourt worked the last 2 days, threw quite a few pitches last night. Lopez with his first true 9th inning save opportunity. I'm not a big one on getting a blown save when you can't earn a save. You can earn a hold. Don't get me going on that. But anyhow, this is his first opportunity for a save in a Rockies uniform. Last year he had 10 of them for the Houston Astros. He assumed their closer role in July. And the first pitch is in there. Strike one on a guy with some pop, Didi Gregorius, the kid who's made quite an impression in his first week healthy with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Hit a home run back in the 5th inning. And this is a shot up the middle, a base hit for Gregorius, who can run.
He's made an impression, I think, on everybody in baseball with what he's done. Really calm bat, really stays behind it, tries to take up the middle. This is a guy that hit 267 in his career at the minor leagues.
A.J. Pollock coming up. Today's Save the Week brought to you by the region's Touchstone Energy Cooperative, your local consumer-owned electric cooperative delivering reliable power, energy-saving tools, and more. Learn more by visiting togetherwesave.com. Friday night, Rafi got his 5th save. Last night, he'd get his 6th save. And Lopez gets a lot of ground balls. We'll try to induce a ground ball from Pollock.
Marte, the right-hander, has stepped out into the on-deck circle.
This is a chopper to third, and it goes over Johnny Herrera and into short left, and it's going to turn into a double.
Well, you're playing even with the bag almost on the grass because you're anticipating the sacrifice to try to tie the ball game. This ball hit right out in front of home plate and bounced over the head of Johnny Herrera. So positioning defensively, you say, why are you playing so tight? Well, you have to. But then it hits that hard surface right out in front. Really not a hard surface. I was here earlier today, and Mark Razamet actually tilled up that home plate area in the front. Kind of softened it up. It just hit one of those right spots to get over the head of Johnny Herrera.
Looked like Johnny almost jumped a smidgen early. 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. And the rookie Marte at the plate.
Marte's 1 for 3 as a pinch hitter, Drew. And this is a situation where, okay, we're playing at home. Let's not get a crooked deal. Let's not fall behind 5-4. But it's difficult with nobody out, runner at third, to be able to convince you're not going to give up that run.
And you got speed on base. Pollock runs well. Gregorius at third runs well. David Hernandez, J.J. Putz warming in the Arizona bullpen. Where in an ideal world you'd like to hunt some punch outs. Lopez capable of doing that, but he's more of a ground ball guy. He's more of a Well, he gets his outs on the ground.
His out pitch is his sinker, and it's 89 to 91 most of the time. He'll get it up to 92 occasionally. But he's a contact guy looking for the ball on the ground, hit 2 people. Does not have the swing and miss slider that you would anticipate sometimes from a guy coming out of the bullpen, but he's a strike throwing machine.
1-2 on the kid Marte. That's how he gets the strikeouts, as George said. He throws that sinker that just dives out of the zone. Marte stayed off it.
To operate in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning out of a bullpen, you've got to have a slow motor and not let the game speed up on you. And Lopez typically a pretty slow motor. He'll continue to make his pitches and stay inside himself to make those pitches.
Another 2-2. And a chopper to third. Herrera thought about coming home. And instead he'll get the out at first. He eyeballed Gregorius for a moment. And now the go-ahead run is at third base with 1 out.
I mean, this is always a debate on a play like this. Do I go ahead and take the shot at home plate? They're on contact. Looked to me like there was probably plenty of time to make that play at the plate. Let's look at it from this angle and see.
Now the infield comes in. 4-4 game in the 9th. Gerardo Parra at the plate. And Parra is going to get the go-ahead run in as EY has to go to the wall to make the catch, and it's 5-4 Arizona. First deficit for the Rockies.
Let's go back and look at this play one more time. Let's look at this right here now. Freeze it on contact whenever Johnny gets to the baseball and see about where we are. I mean, you make that decision, and again, he's trying to make the decision first, home, get the out, what do I do? And the hesitation probably cost a little bit, and reluctant to make it with Gregorius, who runs pretty good. 2 outs, though, and you're down by 1.
(5-4). Now you look at what the Rockies have in the bottom of the 9th inning. Willeen, Rosario. And then the Rockies will have the pitcher spot and Johnny Herrera. Available on their bench, Helton, Brignac, Fowler, and Torrealba. The Rockies will see J.J. Putz, the Arizona closer. Ball and 2 strikes on Prado. Lopez gave up a clean single up the middle by Gregorius. And then Pollock, the chopper that turned into a double and a second and third nobody out situation. That's going to be a base hit. Now you have to deal with Paul Goldschmidt. Jim Wright's going to jog out to the mound. Lopez, George, has now given up 18 hits in 7 2/3.
Bunch. Early on, I was told he was throwing a lot more four seams than he'd ever thrown. And he went back to the bread and butter pitch, the hard sinker, and had better results. Today, unfortunately, things got away a little bit.
Last year, he gave up just 61 hits and 66 in the third.
Contact guys are going to give up some hits, like soft nubbers over the top of the head, like what happened with Johnny on the double down the line. That's going to happen with guys that are heavy sinker ball pitchers. Guys are going to beat it in the ground, and if you have strength and you beat it in the ground, you'll obviously get a higher hop out of it. More force with the bat coming through.
Going 1 on Goldschmidt. 1 for 2, pair of walks. He had an RBI single in the 5th inning. Crowd of more than 42,000.
For the majority have stuck around to see the finish of this thing.
Yeah. Silent right now.
Hope you send them home happy here in the inning.
Left center field. And Ewald get over there and make the catch. In the inning, 2 runs on 3 hits. The Diamondbacks have turned a 4-3 deficit in the 9th inning into a 5-4 advantage. See if the Rockies can rally when we come back. Transmitted in any form in the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Rockies. 5-4 Arizona. Their big, burly right-handed closer, J.J. Putz, is out there looking for his 3rd save. Strikes out a lot of folks. 11 punch-outs in 7 innings. The Rockies will have Willeen Rosario, then a pinch hitter. It looks like it'll be Dexter Fowler. Johnny Herrera scheduled after that. Brignac and Helt.
Well, JJ, one of those guys, powerful fastball, no strikes, got the funny pitch, the split he'll throw. You get a swing and miss on him. He's rarely going to come right at you with the heater. Rally caps are on, that's right, get him going.
You see Todd with the sweatshirt on and the ball cap, so I think they're going to stay away from him with the forearm tightness, George, because otherwise he'd have a helmet and a bat and he wouldn't be wearing a sweatshirt. Maybe upstairs taking a few swings.
Yeah, pretty good indication of that. We're hoping maybe that Willeen gets something to handle, hit it out of the yard. He got Dexter in the on-deck circle. He might hit one out of the yard. Why not? Got a lot of history. JJ and Rosario. 0 for 1. Fowler is 1 for 5.
You know, Puts is staying right on the scouting report, and that is don't feed this kid a fastball, especially early.
Well, if you throw it, you better not throw it middle half in. If you do, you're going to have a timeout while you watch him run around the bases. But he's got power everywhere. I mean, you know, you get a ball elevated out away from him, you get a good swing on it.
Well, he's not going to get a straight one here either. Slider, and this ball is lifted to left, and Parra's got it 1 out. So here comes Dexter Fowler, pinch hitting in the pitcher's spot. On Dex. Rockies trying to rally and keep that 8-game winning streak alive. Avoid their first loss at Coors Field this year.
Much more aggressive style to Aline than it has been with Dexter. Bucks on the year, he has 2 saves. He's also blown 2.
Taken the whole way here, you would think. No, he's going to fire 3-0 with 7 home runs.
This game gets tied up. Scahill's warming up down in the Rockies bullpen. You wouldn't think he'd do this. He got one to his liking, and he just let it fly. Just tipped the bottom side of the baseball.
He lost his bottom hand. It looked like one of those cargo swings. Usually guys lose their top hand. Cargo every once in a while loses the bottom hand. That's what happened to Dex.
You get way down on that knob as that back comes through, man. That's you take that thing off, that hurts. That's when you get into that. Get down on the knob, you get into that hammock bone, and a lot of injuries on that. Misses by a mile. Dexter's on.
So the tying run aboard with 1 out. Johnny Herrera will hit for himself. Your other option on the left side, if you're going to stay away from Helton with the forearm tightness, would be Reed Brignett. Johnny's 0 for 3. Strike 1. Center field. Pollock will have an easy play, and that's 2 outs. Josh Rutledge came in a double switch in the 7th inning. Line to second in his only other at bat.
Well, and obviously he's got the power to leave the yard and do the damage need be here to win this ball game if a mistake made. He is 0 for 4 in his career, so it's his turn. That's the way I look at that, Drew. It is his turn.
Strike on Rutledge. Couple home runs for Josh. 0 for 4 with 3 punch outs against puts. Rockies won Friday night 3-1. Won 4-3 last night. Had a 4-3 lead going to the 9th inning this afternoon. Now they trail 5-4. Ball and a strike on Rutledge. 2 outs, Fowler at first. Bottom of the 9th, Dexter almost got picked off. He was leaning towards second.
A lot of closers don't like to throw to first. But that time, JJ put a move on. He actually looked like he's kind of started with his hands and then the snap throw over. Mike Shaw Subaru tells you how close this is. Dexter just got back in.
Outfield playing no doubles. And that pitch is way outside. 2-1. Eric Young Jr. hoping to get an opportunity. He's on deck. Batter, he's hoping to high-five Rutledge after a 2-run game-winning home run. One or the other. Here goes Dex, and this ball driven to center field. It's a base hit. Fowler's going to get to third. And now the Rockies have Dexter, the tying run at third, the winning run at first with 2 outs, and here comes Eric Young Jr.
With a bunch of speed at the top of the lineup, just what you're looking for. You'll see a line drive hit right back up the middle. Dexter on the fly going to third. Putz making sure that the ball comes back to second. He was pointing there. Let's not make a miscue on this relay throw. One thing to keep in mind, JJ throws that hard split finger for strikeouts. He has one wild pitch this year. And for Dexter, you really got to be on your toes and get a good read. The backstop shortened to 44 feet. It's second closest to home plate behind Wrigley Field. So you got to be really on your toes, get the right lead, and watch if the ball gets by.
On Eric Young bobblehead day, Dad looking on, little brother looking on, and here is Junior. Outside ball 1. Arizona actually fortunate that that line drive base hit with Dexter going was right at an outfielder, because if it is a tweener at all, with Dexter's speed,
Well, you're going to
you
force
may
it.
have seen him try to score from first on a base hit. Topped right back to the mound, and that will end the ball game. So J.J. Putz survives the 9th inning, and Arizona comes from behind with a rally against Wilton Lopez in the 9th to win it 5-4 and end the Rockies' 8-game winning streak, and also hand the Rockies their first home loss of 2013. The final score 5-4. Heath Bell ends up getting the victory. Lopez takes the loss, and J.J. Putz with his 3rd save. Today's Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Delivery the Game is brought to you by Jimmy John's. In the 9th inning, with a runner at 3rd in a 4-4 game, Gerardo Parra hit a ball to deep center field for the sac fly and the game-winning RBI, as it turned out. Visit JimmyJohns.com to find a location near you. The Rockies may have lost their 8-game winning streak, but they still take 2 of 3 from Arizona. And tomorrow they'll take on the Atlanta Braves in the battle of the 2 top records in the NL. Stick around. The Toyota postgame show is up next.